Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This tutorial is meant to be my interpretation of a glamorous she-devil, and by she-devil I don't mean like Roseanne Barr or Meryl Streep she-devil, however fabulous that is. This is just my version of, I guess you could say, a drag queen devil woman. Yeah, why not? I initially set out to do this kind of Tina Turner-y, Cher inspired she-devil. I don't ask why. It might be the wig. And this look isn't a particular look that's been requested lots. I've had people in the past that have requested that I do a devil makeup. I just thought I would do something a bit more unique and more interesting to look at. I will still do a devil makeup, don't worry. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun and any excuse to play with big hair and false lashes and fake blood, really. But yeah, I mean, you could adapt this makeup in any way. You could make it slightly less draggy if you wanted to. I'm sure you guys can have fun with it. But yeah, so if you'd like to see how to recreate this devil womaniness, stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to do is block out both my eyebrows. So I'll pop a link here to a tutorial that I've done in the past to teach you guys how to do that, just to make this video that much shorter. So I'm going to block them out and get back to you. Then when I've covered it in Spirit Gum and wax, I'm just going to take some Ben Nye setting powder and super white. I'm just going to press that quite heavily over the top of the wax. One, it helps to set it, and two, I want this area to be quite light because that's where my new brow bone is going to be, so I might as well use it as a highlight. Plus it helps map out the area so I can draw over it and not get distracted by the eyebrow shape. So then I'm just going to start on the eye makeup. The reason I'm doing my eye makeup before I do the foundation is just because I tend to get a lot of fallout and I'm going to use it using glitters and dark colours, so it's easier to clear it up so that I can apply the foundation afterwards. It's up to you guys which way you do first, depends what you find easiest. So I'm going to use a Grimas white cream in 001 and I'm going to use that as the base colour and go all over my eyelid with that and just up to my eye socket, and I'm just going to blend that up ever so slightly. It's only going to be the base colour, so it hasn't got to be perfect. Then I'm going to take a black eyeshadow, or rather a cream eyeshadow by O.C.C. This is their dark matter, basically black, and this stuff blends amazingly. So I'm going to use that to map out the outside shape that I want. I'm going to go for a fairly winged out look, like a really winged out cat's eye, pulling the cheekbones up a little bit. So I'm going to start off just by drawing a shape around the socket of my eye, ever so slightly higher than the natural socket line. And then I'm going to flick it outwards. I'll show you as I'm doing it first because I'm not going to blend it until I've got the shape. So there we are, so that's the shape I've got for the top. And now I'm just going to take the black colour again, I'm going to extend it downwards under my eye. It's going to go quite thick, but I'm going to taper it off as I get towards my tear duct of my eye. So then I'm just going to copy that on the other eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to go right along my top lash line just to join it up on the centre of either end, just to give a little bit more of a diamond shape either side here. So there we are. So then it's just going to be a case of taking a new fairly firm fluffy brush, and I'm just going to smoky all this colour outwards. Not too far, just to the point where it tapers off into your natural brows that are covered, and not too low down here because you don't want it to go too far onto the cheekbone contour. So there we are, so I've left the blending a little bit on the sides here. It doesn't matter how neat it is at this point because the foundation's going to go around it and you're going to contour up here anyway. But that's the basic shape that I've got here, just to pull it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take some Grimas Tip Cream, and this is their silver, which is basically a glitter gel that adheres nicely to the skin. And I'm going to use that to press just on the white area in between the black eyeshadow that I've applied. So then I can take my Maybelline Newyork Eyestudio Lasting Drama Eyeliner Gel. This is in their number 7, their black chrome. I'm just going to use that to just align the waterline of both my eyes on the top and bottom, just to make them look that much darker. So then I'm going to work on the eyebrows. So I'm going to be drawing on very, very theatrical drag queen brows, as I always do. I just love doing them. And I'm going to use the same dark matter O.C.C. cream eyeshadow to do it. And I'm going to use a really, really, really sharp angle brush for this. But I'm going to make them quite thin, so it's going to be a case of just working inwards and outwards to get them as symmetrical as you can. Then I can take the same glitter gel again, and I'm just going to push that right underneath my new brow bones, just to act as a highlight matching my eyelids really. Then I'm going to take some of the red tip cream by Grimas, and I'm going to apply that just ever so slightly in the corners of both my eyes and drag it out a little bit underneath the bottom lashes. So then I'm going to stop on the eyes for now because I'm going to be applying false lashes and doing a bit more blending around it, but for now I'm going to need to get the prosthetics done and the foundation. So this wouldn't be a she-devil without the horns, so I've got 2 small prosthetic horns, the ones that I sell on my website, and I'm going to be applying them about there, I think more towards the middle maybe, we'll see. I was going to use the larger horns that I sell, but I thought it might make this look a bit too evil. I mean, I want it to be evil, but I still want it to be relatively pretty, so I think that will take away from it, so I thought I'll do the littlest horns. Yeah, so I'm going to apply some Spirit Gum to the underside of the horns. I'm going to cut all the edges off these, I think. Yeah, and then I can blend the edges with some liquid latex. So there we are. So I've just cut the edges off, so I've got the horns themselves. So I just need to choose an area that I want them, make sure they're symmetrical, then apply some Spirit Gum to the underside of the horn, hold it in place where I want it for about 30 seconds, and then when I let go it should adhere nicely. Then I can take some liquid latex and a sponge, and I'm just going to go around each of these horns just so I can blend the edge in. It's going to take probably about 3 to 4 coats. So whilst that's drying, I'm going to start on my foundation. So I'm going to be using a Snazaroo red watercolour. This is their bright red, and I'm going to be applying that quite thickly. It's probably going to take about 2 to 3 coats because the brighter colours with Snazaroo tend to need a couple extra coats just to make it a bit more even. Just go extremely carefully around your eyes if you've done it as I've done it. You'll have to go on your neck and ears. I'm going to do my neck last, so I'm going to paint my chest red as well. Then I'm going to take a Sugar Pill eyeshadow in red, which is their Love Plus colour, and I'm just going to use that to blend in the red to the eyeshadow here, and I'm also going to extend that up halfway over the socket of my eye, just to incorporate the colour a little bit more. Then I'm going to take the white eyeshadow from the Sugar Pill Pro palette, which is Tako or Tako, I can never pronounce that right. It's a white eyeshadow basically, and I'm going to use that for my highlights. So I'm going to apply that in a rough area really, because I'm going to go over that with some contouring. I'm going to go down the sides of my nose, up the middle of my forehead, down my chin and my philtrum, and across my cheekbones, just the areas that I want brought forward. Then I'm going to take a sleek contouring palette, or face form palette as I like to call it. This is their 374, their medium colour. I'm just going to use the dark brown from that palette, and I'm just going to shade down the sides of my cheekbones and the sides of my nose. Then I'm just going to go back to the eyes for a bit. So the false lashes that I'm using are going to be Eldora lashes. They're B178. They're really gorgeous feathered lashes on top. And on the bottom set I'm going to be using these Eldora lashes, which are feathered as well. They're just not quite as big. And they are number B179. So I'm just going to apply those to my top and bottom set of lashes and get back to you. Then, before I do anything else, I'm going to work on the lips. I'm going to go for a huge, massive drag queen lip, big, massive pout, big bottom lip, really big cupid's bow. So first of all, I'm going to use a Stargazer black hole lip pencil just to draw in the shape, and then I'll fill it in with a Barry M lipstick. That's roughly the shape I'm going for. So then I'm going to take a Barry M lipstick in number 37, a gorgeous black lipstick, and I'm just going to fill that in the lip line. So there we are, so a big, big, big lip. Just a big lip to go over dramatic makeup, why not? So then I'm going to take an O.C.C lip tar in Tard, their black colour, which is gorgeous, this, especially when you apply it to obviously black lips. Use a tiny bit of this, because a little bit of this goes a long way, but this should really help make the lips pop. So there we are. So then I'm going to do exactly the same on the horns. I'm going to use, actually going to use the lipstick, I think, and the O.C.C lip tar just to tie them in. Plus I just think a shiny horn would look prettier. Then I'm just going to take a black Collection 2000 eyeliner pen with the extreme pens. I love these so much. And I'm just going to use that to draw a couple little lines coming off it, like cracks, as if it's coming out of the skin. Then I'm going to work on my chest area. So I'm going to use another prosthetic. This is another one of my products from my website. Actually, I'm going to do like a pack, I think, of these horns in this if you guys are interested. Another shameful product plug. Apologise for that, but it's basically I made this pentagram prosthetic. You don't have to use one of these, obviously you could paint it on, it's just this might look a bit more gory, I think. So the idea is I'm going to stick it maybe down about there, and then I think I'm going to have like a blood trail going around to make it like kind of a necklace. So I'm going to stick this down as I dig my horns. I'm going to use some Pro Stick on the back, or some Spirit Gum on the back, and then blend the edges with some liquid latex. So whilst that's drying, I'm going to apply the red Snazaroo watercolour all over my neck and chest area. I'm starting to feel like a even more fabulous yet gory version of Tony Stark right now. Then I'm just going to take this dark blue colour from my Kyrolan bruise wheel, and I'm just going to go in between all of the cuts and around the edge of my pentagram just to make it look a little bit deeper. Then I'm going to take that colour again and roughly trace out a shape that I want for it to go around here like a necklace. Then I can take some Kyrolan fresh scratch blood, which is like a thicker coagulated blood, and I'm going to use that to go all over this here and all the way around my pentagram. Then I'm going to take some regular stage blood. I'll pop a tutorial here if you'd like to learn how to recreate stage blood, and I'm going to use that to apply in areas where I want it to trickle down. I don't want it to be perfectly round, I want it to be areas where some of it drips down a lot further than others, so try not to make it too symmetrical. And just a little tip if you're wondering how to get certain areas that look clotted, you can use coffee grounds, or I tend to use cotton wool. I put the blood on the cotton wool, and as I'm picking it up I get the fine hairs from cotton pads, and as I'm putting it on it just looks like coagulated bits of blood and tissue. Super gross. So then it's just a case of me applying my contact lenses, my wig, and I'm done. And there we go. So I finished the look off by popping in 2 black sclera contact lenses, which I got from eyesbright.com, just to add a bit more of a demonic like essence to the look, or give a demonic essence. The wig I've popped on is this massive backcombed and crimped and straightened wig, which I think I got off Amazon. I think it adds to the drag element of this look. I mean, obviously if you're going to wear this out, you would probably wear a low cut top or something crazy like that, but I mean, and you'd obviously paint your hands or wear black gloves. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not going to paint my hands just because it makes things messy when I'm on the keyboard and everything. But yeah, I should mention, if you apply hairspray over the area that you've painted, that would make it last a lot longer, and it'll be less transferable. But yeah, so that's my cartoony she-devil drag-esque inspired look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like it, please make sure to, the usual, rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz, because it super helps me out. And yeah, so until next time, bye.